for this next one, we're going to be testing for structural. We're going to be testing for structural versus functional scoliosis in the T-spine. So again, structural versus functional. Functional is scoliosis that will sort of disappear when we do this test, which is called the Skyline test. And then structural is you'll still see that convex, concave distortion within the T-spine from posterior view, as well as some rib humping as well. So this test is going to be called the Skyline test, aka called the functional versus structural scoliosis test. And this is for every person that may have scoliosis. What you're going to want to do is basically we're going to be standing behind the patient. This test can look a little bit, can be a little bit awkward, so make sure that the patient knows what you're doing. So tell the patient that we're just going to be observing from their spinous process from the posterior side, from their back. And what we're going to ask them to do is we are going to ask them if the patient's comfortable removing their shirt, to remove their shirt. Otherwise, they can just keep their shirt on and we can just have them lift their shirt up from the back to be able to view the spinous process. We're going to ask them to hinge their hips back like so. So, kind of like hinge their hips back and then kind of just reach forward and touch the toes. And then as they do that, we want to make sure that they're on balance. And yeah, we're talking our way through here. So what I'm going to ask Jason to do is I'm going to ask you to do the same thing, reach on, touch your toes. What I'm going to see is going to be assessing to see if that scoliotic curve is going to be disappearing as he has that forward flexion here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hold the near his PSI, it says iliac crest here, while he's doing that, of course. And do I have your consent to start? I'm just going to be holding the back of your hips here and go. Just going to be assessing. Oh, and sorry, can you lift the back of your shirt for me? Perfect. So let's go. I'm going to hold from here now. And then I'm just going to be looking for that spinous process here to see if they are going to shift back to neutral and to see if there's any rib humping on either side. I don't see any rib humping, and the scoliotic curve seems to be flattening out, so that's good. So in this case, this would be a functional test. Our result for functional scoliosis. In the case where that rib hump would maintain and you would see that lateral scoliotic curve, then this would be a positive. That would mean that it would be a structural scoliotic curve. Just seeing if I missed anything here. So it's functional if the scoliotic curve disappears during forward flexion, which would be a negative, and it would be a positive if it would be structural, so if that rib hump maintained. That was called the Skyline test. Did I miss anything there? No.